number 1. And, well, Gary Stead will go off the inside in red. That'll be Paul Bentley off gate 2 in blue. Gate 3 in white will be Phil Morris for Reading, and off the outside yellow and black will be George Stansel. So Stansel, always important to make a good start in a meeting like this then. Remember, 3 points for a win, 2 for second, 1 for nothing at all for finishing last, and it's a good start for Gary Stead. Stead goes wide, Phil Morris dives underneath, and Phil Morris has got the lead here in the early stages of race number 1 of the Premier League Riders' Championship. Gary Stead second, George Stansel third, and Berwick's Paul Bentley at the back. But an interesting start, Peter.
Yes, Nigel, out in front there, Phil Morris, a rider back from injury, and Gary Stead chasing him. A lot of riders carrying niggling injuries at the moment, but certainly out in front. Phil Morris riding for Reading, great first corner.
You mentioned injuries there, PC. Phil Morris has only just recovered from a back injury, which he aggravated only a couple of weeks or so ago in Norway. He's certainly an all-action rider. He's doing Reading proud here in race number 1. Phil Morris goes into the final lap. He has the lead. Glasgow's George Stansel second. Third is Hull's Gary Stead, and Paul Bentley, somewhat surprisingly, at the back here. Many people I spoke to earlier thought that Bentley might be an outsider for the title, but it's a good start for Phil Morris for the Reading racers, with George Stansel second from Glasgow, Gary Stead third in red for Hull, and Paul Bentley at the back. Remember, it's an individual event. There's a representative from every Premier League track, bar Trelawney, who are at reserve with Steve Masters this afternoon, of course. But Phil Morris fists the air with delight. It's a great start for Peter Carlson. Will go off the inside in red. Peter Carlson off the inside. Then off gate 2 in blue, Lee Lanham of Arena. Gate 3 in white from Swindon, former Elite League rider Charlie Jeter. And off the outside, yellow and black, it's that man Adam Shields, to whom we've just been referring. Charlie Jeter, the man in white for Swindon this afternoon. Adam Shields, he's made a good start from gate number 4, sweeping from 4 into the lead. That was a powerful move from him. Peter Carlson of Workington holds second place in red. Third in blue is Arena's Lee Lanham, and Charlie Jeter of Swindon is tailing off at the back. Just who we were talking about, Adam Shields on that Jason Crump engine, Peter, looking good.
Yes, he is. I think he's had a lot of help from the Crump family, and Phil Crump, Jason lending him that engine, and he seems to be riding well, although that was a very, very wide corner. Got that one wrong, but he's got enough speed to stay ahead, and he's just looking as though he's going to get 3 points.
It has to be said, the track looks lovely and smooth here at Kirkmanshulme Lane this afternoon. I know that there have been problems here in the past with stock cars perhaps causing 1 or 2 difficulties with track preparation, but full credit to the team here at Kirky Lane, who have got a really smooth racing surface, and Adam Shields is certainly enjoying himself here. Shields goes into turns 3 and 4 for the final time. There's a coachload of Islanders supporters who've made the long journey up from the Isle of Wight. They're situated on the second turn, and Adam Shields is celebrating victory. Great stuff from him. The Islanders fans celebrate in style. It must have been an early start for them this morning, travelling all the way up from the island. But Adam Shields has delivered the good gate positions. Freddie Schott is in red. He goes off the inside from the Edinburgh Monarchs. Gate 2 in blue, representing Somerset, Mario Uru. Gate 3 in white, representing Rye House Rockets, American World Cup rider Brent Werner. And off the outside in yellow and black, representing the Newport Wasps, it's Craig Watson. An all-star lineup. And many people have seen these 4 riders have been out on track this afternoon, looking for a big start. And off gate 2 there, Mario Uru, Super Mario for the Somerset Rebels, makes a good start. Craig Watson sweeping around the outside. He's not quite good enough. He'll have to do it in turns 3 and 4. Watson goes into the dirt. Uru locks up. Uru is still holding the line. Watson will have to settle for second at the moment. Freddie Schott of Edinburgh is third in red. And Craig Watson is coming on strong here, round the outside. Craig Watson has got the lead. That is a fantastic move from the Newport rider. Takes the lead. Watson has it for Newport. Somerset's Uru is second. Schott third. And Brent Werner at the back. Great move from Watto there, Peter.
Fantastic from Watson, although Mario Uru for Somerset isn't finished yet, but Uru's riding the inside line, Watson's riding the outside line. Totally different styles there. Watson just about hanging on to that, and sometimes he gets this wrong and goes too wide, but he's still got that lead.
Down the back straight for the final time, lap 4 then of heat number 2, and it's the Newport rider, Craig Watson, who holds the line, holds the advantage, and second place will go to Mario Uru. Freddie Schott takes third, Brent Werner at the back. Werner, of course, should be used to these small tracks, having been brought up in America, of course, where small tracks are the norm, as opposed to Australia, where Craig Watson has been brought up on the bigger track. And just looking at the lineup then, Jan Steckman will go off the inside in red. Simon Stead of Sheffield, a late replacement for Sean Wilson. He goes in blue off gate 2. Michael Coles of Exeter will go off gate 3 in white, and Andre Compton off the outside in yellow and black. And Simon Stead coming in here, late replacement for Sean Wilson. Wilson with a shoulder injury. I'm told that Simon Stead was still in bed at 8 o'clock this morning when the phone rang and said, you better get yourself out of bed and get set for the Premier League Riders' Championship. No time for nerves there.
Most is good round here.
Heat number 4 it is then, the first time that we've seen these riders in action this afternoon, and it's a fine start from Jan Steckman of the Stoke Potters. Lovely start from Steckers. There goes Andre Compton in second in yellow and black. Compton will try and go out in the dirt, but Steckman knows every inch of this track, that's for sure. Simon Stead of Sheffield is third in blue, and trailing at the back at the moment is Michael Coles. Jan Steckman showing all his experience, all his knowledge. That was a fantastic start, wasn't it?
It was certainly. Jan Steckman, he's been out with ligament damage, which he did actually playing squash during his training for Speedway, so it wasn't a Speedway injury, but he's now back here, and he's actually an ex-Belle Vue rider. He rode here for a number of seasons, knows his way around here, and the way he's going, it looks as though he's going to win this one, Nigel.
Former world finalist Jan Steckman, and still one of the top performers in the Premier League. That's exactly why he's here this afternoon, representing the Stoke Easy Rider Potters from just down the road, down the M6 from here at Luma Road Stadium. They had a big win against Arena last night. There's a few Potters fans here today as well, quite rightly so, getting behind their man. Jan Steckman is there. Second will go to Andre Compton of Newcastle. Third, Sheffield, Simon Stead. And fourth, Michael Coles of the Exeter Falcons. But that was a beautiful start from Jan Steckman.
It's the ideal way to start a meeting like this, is get off to a nice win, and get covered in dirt, and your spirits are high right from the get-go.
We've heard a lot about your bike, obviously, and Crumpy's involvement. Tell us, how did you find that?
I got talking to Jason Crump a couple of weeks ago about this particular meeting, and just asking him a few bits and pieces about the setup, and he said, we'll take one of my engines, and I was a bit stunned as to that he would offer me that, and I was very grateful and accepted it, and tried it at a meeting last night and was very impressed, and I've decided to use it today, and so far so good.
Okay, well, thanks very much.
Through to a semi-final. So, heat number 5 it is. There is the lineup for you. Andre Compton will go off the inside in red. Gary Stead of Hull, gate 2 in blue. Workington's Peter Carlson, gate 3 in white. And off the outside in yellow and black from Rye House, Brent Werner, who struggled in his last outing. A little bit surprisingly, in my opinion. I thought Brent might have done a little bit better than that, but of course, in your opening ride, I suppose you're never sure that you've got the right setup, and certainly one of the busiest riders in British Speedway at the moment. More about that a little bit later as the riders prepare for heat number 5, and it's a good start from that man off the inside, Andre Compton, the man we've been talking about just, of course. Brent Werner will try and challenge Gary Stead for second place, but Stead holds the line. Andre Compton of Newcastle has the lead. Second place in blue is Hull's Gary Stead. Third in yellow and black, Brent Werner of Rye House, and Workington's Peter Carlson is out the back. But here now, we have Andre Compton flying and pulling clear here in race number 5.
Yes, a big crunch here for these two. Andre Compton, Gary Stead. Compton rides for Newcastle. Stead rides for Hull, both in the line for winning the Premier League Championship at the moment with the teams. And down at the back, we actually lost the rider in white there, Peter Carlson. But really at the moment, Andre Compton having a great ride, getting the better of Gary Stead.
And Andre Compton is getting some Elite League experience, doubling up with Poole at the moment, by the way, so we may well see him in the playoffs, of course, coming up this Wednesday. Andre Compton of the Newcastle Diamonds. I know there's a few Diamonds fans that have made the journey down from Brough Park, and, well, Andre Compton of Newcastle has the victory in race at number 5, fighting off the challenge of Gary Stead of the Hull Vikings. Brent Werner has to settle for third on that occasion, and Peter Carlson picked himself instead off the inside in red, representing Sheffield. Gate 2 in blue, representing the Edinburgh Monarchs. It's a Freddie Shot. Gate 3 in white from the Berry Bandits, Paul Bentley, and on the outside in yellow and black from the Swindon Robins, Charlie Jeter. Are your riders then for heat number 6. Can Simon Stead make the inside gate count here? He's missed the start, and Freddie Shot has got a dread-propelled getaway. Great start from the Edinburgh rider in blue, Freddie Shot. Simon Stead will bounce through into second, but Charlie Jeter's working hard. The Swindon rider, Charlie Jeter, goes into the dirt, and it looks like he's done enough to get second place here. Simon Stead will have third, and Paul Bentley of Berwick once again trailing at the back behind Simon Stead, but this race all about the track craft and knowledge and experience of the fast starting Freddie Shot. Simon Stead nearly lost it there in turns 3 and 4, but thankfully he's managed to maintain control of the bike, but he's under pressure from Paul Bentley. But Freddie Shot going well here, Peter.
Yes, he is out in front. There's a little bit of grip there coming into this corner where down the bottom end they tend to run very, very wide coming out. You get too much speed coming in, not able to turn quickly enough, but certainly under control and out in front. Freddie Shot, ex-Belle Vue rider, rode here for a number of seasons, now out in front, looks as though he's going to win this on the last bend.
I know he's still very popular with the Belle Vue supporters, Freddie Shot. He takes the checkered flag then for the Edinburgh Monarchs in heat number 6. Second place, Swindon's Charlie Jeter. Third place in red, Simon Stead of Sheffield. Paul Bentley again at the back. He'll be very, very disappointed with that. Freddie Shot will win a first time out. Jan Steckman of the Stoke Potters. Gate 3 in white from the Arena Essex Hammers. It's Lee Lanham. And up the outside in yellow and black, another race winner first time out. Phil Morris from the Reading Racers. Although you fancy that Gate 4, I know we've seen Adam Shields do well there. Good start, but Mario Uru has got a great start off the inside. The Somerset rider from the Czech Republic pulls clear, and now Steckman is struggling to hang on, and he's gone to the back because we see Phil Morris and Lee Lanham charging through there with some determined action. It's a real battle for second place here. Lanham goes wide. Morris has battled his way through for second. Lanham will return the compliments, and we've got a great race here. Morris will go out wide. Lanham has to shut off. Lanham won't be happy with that, but Morris does the job, and Steckman comes through as well. What a race here, and a man in front in red, Mario Uru, is missing all of it. Great start from Uru.
Really tough riding there from Phil Morris when he took Lee Lanham out wide. Lee Lanham went back to last place, but all the time and pulling away Mario Uru for Somerset, having a great ride there round that inside.
Uru had a brief spell in the Grand Prix, couldn't quite cut it in the Grand Prix standard of racing, but here in the Premier League Riders' Championship at Belle Vue this afternoon, Somerset Rebels fans celebrate the victory for Mario Uru. He's just expressed his jubilation. Phil Morris was there for Reading as well, yellow and black. Second place will confirm the result shortly, but look at Mario Uru. That's how much it means to him. He is absolutely delighted, patting his bike as if to say, well done bike, thank you very much. And like a jockey on his horse, of course.
Where Adam Shields is from.
Absolutely, George Stansel off the inside, red for Glasgow. Gate 2 in blue from the Isle of Wight, Adam Shields. Gate 3 in white, Newport's Craig Watson. And off the outside, yellow and black, Michael Coles from the Exeter Falcons. So from the Isle of Wight, it really is a superb event here. And Adam Shields has made a good start. He's squared up going into the turn, and he's going to get the drive mid-track. George Stansel of Glasgow is going to come in with a challenge, but that's a good ride from Adam Shields because he goes wide again here. George Stansel of Glasgow second, Craig Watson of Newport third, and Watson is going to go inside Stansel here for second place. Will Watson do it? Stansel's out in the dirt. He puts his head down, and that is a great ride from Craig Watson for the Newport Wasps. Winner in his first ride, of course, and Adam Shields is kicking on here and looking set for victory, Peter.
Yes, he is. He's doing just enough here to win this race. He's riding a great line, full control of that bike, just plugging away, trying not to make any mistakes, because really if he does, Craig Watson's following. He's got to beat Craig Watson, but out in front, to me, he's looking rock solid.
Can anybody stop this man this afternoon? Remember some of his chief rivals, Carl Stonehewer, Sean Wilson, they're not here this afternoon, Peter Carr, but that can take nothing away from this man. He's a man in form. 2 wins out of 2 for Adam Shields from the Isle of Wight, and he automatically goes to the top of the leaderboard. The Winelink Islanders fans celebrate a fine victory.
Probably the 2 worst gates on the track at the moment, so I'm quite happy to score the points I scored off them at the moment. So I'll go to better gates, I think, now, so hopefully I can pick up some more points and straight through the final.
What do you think about the track conditions? Because from our point of view, it looks a little bit dusty. What's it like for you?
Yeah, it's a little bit tricky. I think there's some wetter patches than other, you know, but it's a little bit tricky, but you kind of just got to knuckle in and go for it, you know, because you can't worry about that now.
And of course, you didn't have too much notice, but you say you had enough notice, you know, in terms of coming here today. Yeah,
fortunately, you know, we had enough notice. Sam Malenko's here today, give me a hand, and he put some motors together for me for today, so I was fortunate he could knuckle in and give me a day, you know, to help me out on Friday, so thank him for that. And all my sponsors and everybody were ready to come with Frank Smart, you know, they do a team anyway, so all the mallets were ready to go, so yeah, we were ready for it anyway. We're going to be here whether I was riding or not, so fortunately I'm riding.
Okay, well done, thanks very much.
Considers Michael Coles yet to score a point, yet to trouble the scorers. He goes off gate 2 in blue. Gary Stead from Hull is off gate 3 in white, and Mario Yuru, who won his last ride, of course, he's off the outside in yellow and black. The Czech Republic rider Mario Yuru, who of course signed for the Somerset Rebels at the Telford. Heat number 9, that is Charlie Jeter looking at the green light, ready for action. Every race crucial to these riders, and Charlie Jeter has got off to a good start, his first good start of the afternoon. Michael Coles is holding second place, and somewhat surprisingly Gary Stead and Mario Yuru struggling, although Stead has just made a great move to pass Michael Coles. Stead went on the inside, but he's gone high and wide and not so handsome, and now Michael Coles is doing battle with Gary Stead here in heat number 9. Stead's gone round the outside, and now Stead surely will try and just hold the line, the whole rider, to try and claim a couple of points. But good stuff from Charlie Jeter, Peter.
Yes, definitely. I mean, the start he made, Nigel, was unbelievable. He was 10 metres in front on the first turn, but Gary Stead had a real mix there with the riders. Certainly Michael Coles, and he did enough to get through. Here at the back we can see that Mario Yuru, who's made great starts in his first 2 rides, is struggling at the back.
That's right, but Charlie Jeter leads the race here in heat number 9, looking very stylish. The former Reading spent last season with Reading, but back with his parent club Swindon Robins this year, and he's on his way to victory in heat number 9, and it has to be said that he needed that one. Second place, a hard fourth second it was as well for Gary Stead. Michael Coles is off the mark with a single. 1 point for Michael Coles. Mario Yuru of Somerset at the back on that occasion, but Charlie Jeter with a Mutsu in blue, Peter Carlson from Workington, gate 3 in white, Jan Steckman, who's already won a race here this afternoon, he's in white from Stoke Potters, and off the outside yellow and black, Paul Bentley from the Berwick Bandits. But Craig Watson, I spoke to his promoter Tim Stone of Newport, Watson has done so far. He's off the inside here, looking at a face of determination under those goggles, ready to go, and heat number 10 into the first turn. Craig Watson goes into the dirt, but that's an intelligent switch from Carlson of Workington, but Watson will go high and wide and down into the turns 3 and 4, get some dirt and try and get some grip and come round the outside. He has just managed to establish a lead here. He's under pressure from Peter Carlson though. Jan Steckman is third, and once again Berwick's Bentley is at the back, but Watson could be set to take the lead here in the Premier League Riders' Championship.
That was good riding from Watson there to sneak past Peter Carlson. Peter Carlson rides for Workington in this Premier League, and Workington is a big circuit, a lot bigger and faster than this one here at Belle Vue, and Carlson had a good ride there on that first lap though, but all the time Craig Watson just reeled him in from the outside and sneaked past him now with 1 lap to go.
Craig Watson, who had a brief spell with Poole in the Elite League, says he doesn't regret having a go at the Elite League and hasn't ruled out having another go at it in the future. We're very happy with the Newport Wasps this season, enjoying his speedway and taking 3 big points, and he has dropped just 1 point from 3 rides so far this afternoon. That is a great result for him. Second place, Peter Carlson of Workington. Third in white, Jan Steckman of the Stoke Potters. Will confirm the result shortly.
But up there as well, and they seem to breed good riders up there in tough part of Australia.
Adam Shields goes off the inside in red from the Isle of Wight then. Right House Rocket, Brent Werner is off gate 2 in blue. Reading's Phil Morris, gate 3 in white, and Sheffield's Simon Stead going off the outside in yellow and black. Well, heat number 11 it is then. Can anybody stop Adam Shields? He's on the inside. It's a good start from Brent Werner. Oh, Shields has nearly lost it. Has he taken Simon Stead to the fence? Stead goes down. The red light is on, and we can but wonder whether referee Jim McGregor will bring an exclusion into play here. Stead is still stuck in the fence. The red lights are on anyway, and it'd be interesting to see that one again. What's your gut feeling, Peter? Before we see it again, what's your gut feeling?
It was a difficult one because Adam Shields got a nudge going into the corner, but he has been excluded. That's a bit tough because actually what happened, Adam cannoned into Simon Stead, who was on gate 4. Simon was the one that went down, but certainly the reason Simon went down was he was hit by Adam Shields. But
fall back in on that occasion, but we've got a good chance to see it again here, Peter.
Yeah, this is the first corner here. We can see that the rider in white just comes on the inside of the action, but really it was Adam Shields that got in a big mess. I think looking at the slow-mo there, the referee was right. Adam Shields did completely lock up on that bike, almost went down on his own accord. This was the problem here, into the corner. Shields in the red, overslides it, just about stays with it.
What happened? You've just had a conversation there with the referee. What's the outcome?
Well, I don't know. Well, all I could see was happen. We just got a bit close together on the first bend, and it caused me to take avoiding action. and you know, and then a rider subsequently fell down. But all of it occurred in the first bend, and then that's what they have a rule of first bend bunching for. And you know, I got put out, and it could have just ruined me chances. I don't know.
But they're kind of saying that it was a case of your bike oversliding, aren't they? Which kind of took Simon Stead out.
Yeah, I did have to take the avoiding action, and then in the end result was a rider fell down because of me. It was a chain reaction, but you know, that's why we have that rule of first bend bunching, because it gets very tight in the first bend, and you know, I'll get pulled out for it. So. And
obviously that's majorly important to you, because obviously you're currently in the lead. The referee's not going to budge though.
Well, I knew he wouldn't. I don't know why I actually even bothered talking to him, but you know, I don't know. I got to let it worry me and do it. You know, keep going the way I've been going.
Okay, well, you get your head back together, and we'll see you out there again.
Incident, and really that's up to the referee.
So heat number 11 then, as we look towards the early stages of this one. Brent Werner's made a good start. He'll cut on the inside. He's under pressure from Reading's Phil Morris, the man in white. Sheffield Simon Stead, the victim of that incident that we've just seen, is third at the moment. He will pick up a point for that. But Brent Werner has the lead here, and Brent Werner finally showing the form that we know is well capable of, Peter Collins.
Yes, he is. Like we say, he's got such a lot of experience. Brent, been around for such a long time, and they're out in front. You can see how good rider he is, good style, turns the bike really well, and strange to see him at the back, but this time he's at the front.
So Brent Werner then, who started his British career with Long Eaton Invaders back in the mid-90s, since had spells with Newcastle and Eastbourne in the Elite League, and now with the Rye House Rockets going into the final lap. Brent Werner of Rye House in blue. Then it's Phil Morris of the Reading Racers, second in white, and third is Sheffield Simon Stead in yellow and black. And clearly not feeling at home here this afternoon, Simon Stead, but that's a great ride from Brent Werner, the Californian. Of course, he takes the checkered flag with Phil Morris. A couple of valuable points for Phil Morris, because, well, he will join, or he'll go into the leaderboard. Andre Compton off the inside in red from Newcastle. Gate 2 in blue, it's Glasgow's George Stansel. Gate 3 in white, it's Edinburgh's Freddie Schott. And Arena's Lee Lanham goes off the outside in yellow and black. Who do you fancy in this one then, Peter? You've got to say Compton off the inside, surely.
Well, Compton, that inside start position is so there isn't on the bike. He wouldn't make the 2 minutes if he went back, so he is going to get no points in this one. The referee...
Yep, it looks very much then as though we might have problems here. George Stansel, as we say, not aware of it. He's totally oblivious to the situation, isn't he? And it is a regulation that every bike must have a dirt deflector.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, that dirt deflector there is to stop the dirt showering up over the other riders and over the fence, and he's changed bikes, and he's totally, he doesn't know at all that that dirt deflector isn't on. He didn't change it from the other bike. He should have changed that dirt deflector, and that is the fault there of his backup team. You can't just jump on another bike that's got, you know, not prepared. That dirt deflector is sitting on his gear to clean after this.
So Andre Compton goes off the inside in red. Then it's Steve Masters for the Trelawney Jag Tigers. He goes off gate 2 in blue. Gate 3 in white, it's Freddie Schott of the Edinburgh Monarchs, and Lee Lanham goes off the outside in yellow. That is Steve Masters, the man in blue, as we approach heat number 12 then, and Andre Compton's made a good start again, as we expected. Lee Lanham's going to make a move around the outside. Compton will shut the door, and the Newcastle rider's looking good here. Compton, rider number 13. It's lucky 13 so far. He's riding the track superbly, and surely the Newcastle rider, Andre Compton, is on his way to 8 points out of a possible 9, Peter Collins.
Yes, Nigel, as I said earlier, this track here at Belle Vue is very similar to his own track at Newcastle. Very, very long straights, very tight corners. Andre's really at home here, and if anyone can ride it, he can, and he really is riding well. He gets that bike very much sideways in the middle of the corner, and then straightens up and gets that speed down the straights. Looking good.
Got a great racing style. He really is a natural talent on a speedway machine, Andre Compton. As he glides into the bend, he really has got a smashing style. I know he's got a reputation as being one of the toughest competitors in the Premier League, but like him or hate him, you can't ignore him, and his rivals can't ignore him this afternoon either, because Andre Compton is going to go onto the leaderboard with 8 points out of a possible 9. Great stuff from him. Of course, Craig Watson as well has 8 points. We'll check out the latest standings very soon, but that was a superb effort from Andre Compton, and he has 2 wins out of 3. It's Craig Watson, so impressive so far here. Then in gate 3 in white, it's Simon Stead from Sheffield, and off the outside, yellow and black, Gary Stead from Hull. So heat number 13, and we're into the second half of the qualifying run, and Craig Watson side by side. Big race here then, heat 13 it is, the tape tries, and again we see a good start from the inside. That is Lee Lanham. Craig Watson will go out into the dirt. Look at Watson down the back straight. Has he got enough horsepower to get the better of Lee Lanham? It's a very intelligent ride from Watson. He's going wide and on the home straight. Craig Watson has got the lead. Lee Lanham second, Gary Stead third, and Simon Stead at the back. And the Newport rider could book his place in the closing stages here. Brilliant ride from Craig Watson there, Peter.
Fantastic there, Nigel. We saw Craig Watson in one of his earlier heats use that outside to sneak round the outside of the opposition, and we saw them in the interval here, watering that outside of the track. They've put a bit of bite, a bit of weight in that dirt now on the outside. That's where the grip is. He used that, Craig Watson. There he goes now. He's seen off that challenge there from Lee Lanham. It looks to me as though he's going to win this one.
I'll tell you what, he's looking superb. He wasn't the automatic qualifier from Newport, that was Frank Smart, but due to Frank Smart's family illness, well, Craig Watson rides today, and he's riding superbly well. He gets the victory in heat number 13, representing the Newport Wasps, who still have hopes of making the top 8 places in the Premier League to reach the Premier League playoffs at the end of the season. Well, who knows, they might just make it, you never know.
On it there on gate 2, so it's going to be tough for Adam Shields.
So, Andre Compton perhaps in prime position, but Paul Bentley hasn't even got a point yet so far this afternoon, and we expect the Berwick rider to do more. It is then the clash of the big guns here in the Premier League Riders' Championship, and Adam Shields has just made a perfect start off gate number 3. You can tell he was well ahead of Compton from the start there. That was a dream start from the Aussie. Compton's charging up the inside. Shields has got mechanical problems. The red light is on. Now we see the red light is on, and well, we did say that Shields had made a great start. What's your view of that, Peter?
Nigel, I think Adam Shields jumped the start there from gate 3. He knows he's on the worst gate position, and I feel that he really champed his arm there off gate 3. Certainly, Andre Compton off gate 2 was fast asleep on the start there. Gate 2, he never moved, and really, Adam Shields, let's see what happens. The rider in white, just watch him, yeah. He makes a pretty good start there. I feel that he just kind of anticipated a little bit there, but really the squeeze came for Andre Compton. Again, we see this right on the tape. Difficult one to call that, Nigel, very difficult.
Well, that's unsatisfactory according to our referee Jim McGregor, and Adam Shields, and he knows he's got a real tough task ahead of him here in heat 14. Shields looks at the green and he takes her away. Compton's made a good start. As we suspected, Paul Bentley has made a good start here. He's taken Compton to the fence. Here comes Adam Shields from last into second. Shields will try and go on the inside now, but Paul Bentley's the spoiler. Compton's come through. Andre Compton has come through to take Adam Shields. Shields has gone to the fence, and he's gone to last, and Compton's going to try and challenge Paul Bentley here. What a race we've got here in heat number 14. Shields isn't finished yet, and as we suspected, Paul Bentley in the thick of the action. Peter, what a race.
It is, it's not over either, Nigel, because on the outside, Adam Shields has really got stuck in. He's gone inside of the rider in blue there, Andre Compton. Now he's got Paul Bentley in his sights. He's having a great ride.
Compton has lost it. Compton's gone to the fence and he's gone to last place. How much more can happen in this race? It's the last lap. Paul Bentley is the leader. We did say earlier he might be a spoiler off the inside. He's got his gearing and his setup absolutely spot on. And that is Paul Bentley. Adam Shields a hard-fought second place. And Andre Compton will look back on that and think, how the heck did I manage to trail in pointless in heat 14? It was, well, the action was fast and furious. You could throw a blanket all over them.
Yeah, I've been struggling with bikes. It's a bit of a change of track for me, and they're not quite used to it, but I think we've got the setup sorted up now.
Well, we have been keeping our eye on your performance so far, and as I said, it's the first win, so major changes to the bike, or is it just getting your head together? Or?
Major changes to the bike, really. You know, I need to get it to work for me, but I've been having a good season up to now, you know, and then expecting to really win it or do really good here today, and it hasn't been going my way, so hopefully I get another win. We'll see what happens.
Well, until now, your confidence surely must have just risen after that.
Definitely, yeah. You know, I was confident before, but when the bike doesn't work for you, it's very hard, and you get behind it here, it's even harder to pass.
Okay, thanks very much. We'll leave it there.
Off the inside in red. Gate 2 in blue, it's Phil Morris. Gate 3 in white, Freddie Shott. And off the outside, Peter Carlson of Workington, Shot of Edinburgh, Morris of Reading, Coles of the all up to the start line, and they're all present and correct, and we're off and running with Michael Coles. Good start from him, but look at Phil Morris. Oh, he locks it up on the inside. Michael Coles will hold the lead, but Phil Morris will be giving it absolutely everything here. The Reading rider will lock up, try and go on the inside. Morris is still close to him. You can tell now that this meeting is really hotting up, Peter, isn't it?
It is. Michael Coles out in front. Now, Michael Coles really struggled. He's only got 1 point up to now, but he comes from the Exeter circuit, massive track. Very, very banked, very, very fast. This is the total opposite to that. He's coming under massive pressure from Phil Morris, who's having a great ride, who's just plugging away on the inside. And I think the way it's going, I think Phil Morris could just sneak past Michael Coles.
It's almost like a game of chess, this. Michael Coles makes one move, Phil Morris makes the next move. Michael Coles of Exeter is the man in red. Phil Morris in blue, he's in second place. Seen there on the inside, locking up. It's not worked for him. He knows Michael Coles is going into the dirt, and Morris will try one more inside line movement here. Phil Morris in the dirt, but that is a good ride from Michael Coles. Coles holds the line, showing all his experience and knowledge of the Kirkman's-Hume Lane track on that occasion. Under severe pressure he was as well, wasn't he, from Phil Morris there. And, well, Michael Coles delighted. Gate 2 in blue from Swindon, Charlie Jeter. Gate 3 should be a white helmet cover for George Stansell from the Glasgow Tigers, but he's come out in green. But he's had enough problems with the lack of a dirt deflector in his last one, so at least he's remembered that this time. Jan Stegman goes off the outside in yellow and black for the Stoke Easy rider.
But certainly he should have a white helmet colour on.
So he number 16 is here then, and Stansell's made a good start from gate 3, but Charlie Jeter, well, Jeter off gate number 2, the Swindon rider looking good here. Stansell and Werner battling it out for second and third, but Charlie Jeter of the Swindon Robins, he started pretty slowly here this afternoon with the last place a second. He won his last one, and it looks like he could be on his way to another win, which would put him on 8 points, and he's in the frame, Peter.
He's right back in there for Swindon Robins, no doubt about that. Looking really good, shown a lot of promise. He's spent quite a few years now in England, really maturing, and he seems to be in top form at the moment. Oh, but he almost lost that, and he's thrown that lead away now as Stansell comes straight through into first place.
Can you believe it? I think he's got a puncture, Peter. It looks very much as though Charlie Jeter has been hit by a puncture. It allows George Stansell to go through, and that could cost Charlie Jeter the chance of progress in the 2002 Premier League Riders' Championship. More drama here. Big race on here towards the end of this one. Brent Werner goes up the inside of George Stansell, and that was a great ride from Werner, the Rye House Rocket. And frustration for Charlie Jeter, but his loss is very much Brent Werner's gain, and Brent Werner was not giving up at all there. Here we go down to the finish, and well, Brent Werner gets it. That is a brave ride from Brent Werner. He puts... Here's Gary Stead of the Hull Vikings, and just looking at Stead so far, 6 points. He needs to win here, and he might do off gate 1, but he's got that man Adam Shields of the Isle of Wight. Gate 2 in blue, gate 3 in white, Stoke's Jan Stegman, and off the outside in yellow and black, it's Edinburgh's Freddie Shot. Heat number 17. It's wide open, and we expect to see some fast and furious action in the last 4 heats here. It's the former Bradford rider, but Adam Shields has made a brilliant ride of gate 2. Great start from Shields. He could well be on his way to 11 points to put himself in the frame for a place in the final automatically. Shields has the lead, the Isle of Wight Islander ahead in blue. Second is Gary Stead of Hull. Third is Jan Stegman of Stoke, and Freddie Shot of Edinburgh at the back. But still, it's very close here. Stead giving it everything, but Adam Shields pulling clear, and he should go on and win this one.
Yeah, the whole rider, Gary Stead, really never gives up. He's a good rider, and Adam Shields has got to hold him off and hang on to that first place. But it looks to me as though he's doing that. Shields is riding a good race, although all the time Gary Stead in the red is just plugging away again round that inside and getting some good grip down there.
Adam Shields in his second season of Premier League racing with the Islanders of the Isle of Wight, and already has won the Premier League best pairs this season with Danny Bird up at Workington in July. And could he add the Premier League Riders' Championship to that? And can the Isle of Wight win the Premier League itself? But Adam Shields is on his way into the latter stages. He remains, his meeting is still very much alive. Gary Stead, well, he'll have to wait and see. And Jan Stegman takes that third place. Freddie Shot's afternoon is over and out, the former Belle Vue rider. But Adam Shields celebrates there. He's congratulated by Gary Stead, the man in red. And, well, the Islanders found red. Gate 2 in blue is the Berwick rider Paul Bentley. Gate 3 in white is Arena Essex's Lee Lanham. And Exeter's Michael Coles goes off the outside in yellow and black. But the beauty of this format is that Brent Werner's hopes are still alive of reaching the latter stages here, Peter.
Yeah, you could just sneak into that final, be the last qualifier and go out and win it. That's how open this competition is.
Heat number 18 then it is, the final round of qualifying for these 4 riders. Werner's made a hash of the start, and Paul Bentley has done a good one off gate 2, but Werner will lock up on the inside. He's going to wind the throttle on. He's going to be passed by Lee Lanham, is he here? Into turns 3 and 4 in lap 1. Bentley goes out towards the fence. It's anybody's race, this one. Bentley has the advantage here. Werner will hold the inside line. He knows what he's doing, Brent Werner. Will it be enough to go through on 9 points? But he's under pressure from Lee Lanham here. The Arena Essex rider will continue to pile on the pressure. Lanham picks up, oh, and it looks as though he might have dropped a chain or something. So Lee Lanham goes out of that one. But Paul Bentley has the lead. He's out in the dirt. Werner's trying to get up the inside. Oh, you can't take your eyes off this one, Peter.
No, you can't. There's 2 different tracks here on the outside. The rider in blue, Bentley's using the dirt on the outside. Brent Werner's just plugging away round the inside. There is a bit of blue rubber now on the inside of the track, a lot of grip down low, and Brent Werner's able just to stay on it.
Werner will lock up on the inside, but it looks as though Paul Bentley's just about done enough. The Berwick rider has just about done enough there, but how cruel a blow is that to Lee Lanham? The Arena Essex rider, the man in white, is on his way off the track after suffering what a drop chain there, certainly causing the stoppage for Lee Lanham. And if he had got a win there, he could have been on his way through.
All the way on the outside, and really there the bike lifted and through a chain. Very, very lucky to stay on that bike. That chain's gone, but out front really all the way, Paul Bentley.
Through to the final this afternoon. It's very unlikely that he'll do that, but he'll try and get as many as he possibly can. Phil Morris off the inside in red from the Reading Racers. Gate 2 in blue from the Newport Wasps, Craig Watson. Gate 3 in white, it's Andre Compton from Newcastle, and Charlie Jeter off the outside in yellow and black. Had that puncture last time out. He can still finish on 8 points, but it's difficult off gate 4. Watson's made the start off 2, Morris off 1, and Phil Morris will take an early lead, but he's just about to be passed by Compton and Watson, and Andre Compton has pulled off a fine ride from gate 3. Compton from Newcastle has the lead in white. It's getting very tight here. They're going to have to be careful, that's for sure, because Andre Compton has the lead. He looks up and blocks Phil Morris. Watson comes round the outside. What a race here, PC.
I thought we were in for a good one here, because the dark horse, Andre Compton, did a fantastic first turn there, while the spotlight was on Morris and Watson there. On the inside, Compton just sneaked through, and now we've got Craig Watson back in third, although he's just gone down the outside of Morris now for second.
You were quite right what you said earlier, Peter, the fact that there's 2 tracks here. Compton's taking the inside, and if we look at second and third now, we see that Morris is on the inside, and Watson, look there in blue, he's going high out into the dirt, but Morris has guessed what he was going to do, and he's blocked him out. And Andre Compton is going to take the checkered flag here. Compton is going to make progress into the latter stages. Phil Morris will take second place, 2 points for him, and a point for Craig Watson. By my reckoning, that should just about be enough to take Watson through to the final. Such has been the competition this afternoon. It's been so open here today. Gate 2 in blue is Simon Stead, and he represents the Sheffield Tigers. Gate 3 in white, it's Mario Uru of the Somerset Rebels. George Stansel off the outside, yellow and black from the Glasgow Tigers. So it's number 20 in to the top 6, that's for sure. Heat 20, and George Stansel's made a great start from the outside. Peter Carlson on the inside for Workington, the man in red. He has the lead. Stansel is going to try and dive up the inside. Simon Stead from Sheffield is third, with Mario Uru at the back at the moment. But Peter Carlson has the lead, the Workington rider. Well, it looks very much as though if he wins this one, he will move on to 8 points, and we must look again at the final score chart. But this has been a great effort from a rider who's been out for 3 or 4 weeks with injury, Peter.
Yeah, he's just flown back from Sweden, actually. He was hoping to ride at Workington last night, but the meeting was cancelled because of the rain, so he didn't have a practice before tonight, so he's gone straight in this meeting here, cold, untried, but certainly he's not forgotten how to ride at all. 3 weeks out with a head injury, but now out in front, looking real good.
I'll tell you what, his crash in Sweden was that bad that it was beamed across Swedish national television all the next day. I'm told that the Swedish news bulletins carried the crash, it was that bad. But he's back on a bike, and there's a lot of Workington fans with Swedish flags here on the home straight. They are celebrating Peter Carlson's victory. Fine ride from Carlson, deputising for Carl Stonehewer here this afternoon, and he finishes on 8 points. And that could well prove to be a very, very decisive race in heat number.
Yeah, well, there's no relaxing before a big final like this, and there's a lot at stake, and it's going to be a very, very hard race.
Are you pleased with the way the day's gone so far? I mean, obviously you had that exclusion, we'll just forget that for the moment. The rest of the racing, quite happy with that?
Oh, I can't be disappointed. Like, I'm straight into the final, so it'd be silly for me to stand here and say that I'm disappointed with how it went, because I'm not. Things happen like that where I got excluded. I didn't really see it that it was my fault. The referee made his decision, that's it, and I had to make the most of what I had and come out and do well in the following rides.
Well, you certainly have done very well, as have you, young man. Very impressed. What's your view on the way that today's gone in all?
Yeah, I'm happy. We aimed to go straight for the final, and we've done that, and sort of been plugging along and picking our points. And bike feels better every race. The last one was a little bit messed up in the first corner, but it got me thinking head on, and in the final, just put our head down and see how we go from there.
It's certainly been a fantastic day's racing, isn't it? We've seen some spectacular speedway today.
Yeah, I haven't watched a great deal, but I noticed a lot of riders have been winning and then coming last, so everybody's up and down. But in this sort of field, anybody's more capable of beating anybody else. But we're straight for the final. I'm really happy with that.
Okay, well, best of luck for that final.
One's been the best. Compton's on gate one. He can turn the best. So really, I think Compton's got the advantage on that first turn.
He goes off the inside. Gate 2 in blue, it's Phil Morris of the Reading Racers. Gate 3 in white, Peter Carlson of Workington. Brent Werner of Brighthouse off the outside, yellow and black. Only the first two will go through to the final. So this is an all-or-nothing race. It's the equivalent to a Grand Prix eliminator because the last two are out of it here. And that is a great start from Brent Werner around the outside. Werner has gone from gate 4 and has picked up the lead down the back straight. Compton and Morris battling for second place, and Compton will lock up inside. Oh, Compton's almost lost it altogether. Peter Carlson's taken him out. Now we have Brent Werner of Brighthouse and Phil Morris of Reading in the qualifying positions here. What a start from Brent Werner. I'll tell you what, he deserves to go through because of that start alone, Peter.
Yeah, well, like I said, gate 4, suddenly it's working. There is black rubber down there, and that is like starting on tarmac, to be honest. And he used that. He really pulled miles out into that first turn. Compton really missed his chance on the first turn, allowed Phil Morris there to get into second place, and really with two going through to the final, it looks as though really we're going to get Werner, and certainly the rider there in blue, Phil Morris, with her in the final.
Brent Werner, this is a man in front who started with a last and a third after two rides this afternoon. He's got only 1 point. He's qualified on 9 and he's through to the final as well. The Premier League New Boys Ryehouse Rockets have a Premier League Riders finalist here this afternoon. Ryehouse only joined the Premier League along with Somerset during the winter. Their first full season of Premier League racing back in business. It's certainly good to see with promoter Len Silver at Huddersfield.
Earlier on in my first 2 races, which I didn't have many points from, and they just had watered coming across, the race line there, and I made a good jump in that race, but spun up on the mud, and luckily that time they didn't water it, so it proved that was why I sort of didn't make it the first time I had that gate. So had a good first turn and, stayed there.
Came good at a crucial time though, didn't it?
Yeah, I've come here, things have been going pretty good for me, and I've come here positive and looking forward to it, and had a bad start, but I've had a few engine problems the last couple of weeks, and I've had Eddie Bull working on him for me, and we've got him going good, and it was just a matter of sort of finding my feet and what I really needed to use today, and I found that, so.
Yeah, that's very important, isn't it? You come to a track that you don't normally ride on, getting a bike set up is crucial, and particularly after your first ride where you didn't score any points, it was a big achievement for you to bounce back from that.
Yeah, like I said, I've just keep my head up. I've come here knowing I can beat any of these guys.
Sure.
I've been, going well the last, most of the season's been going pretty good. But when you don't really know 100% sure what you're taking, a couple weeks ago I'd have come here with one bike and said that's going to be perfect, and I'll use that. Today I've come here thinking, switching things. Even after parade I was switching things, and
sure.
But we got it right, and then like I said, I knew I could do it, and just got that final now. And
good stuff. You've ridden brilliantly.
Congratulations, Brent. Very well done. Go and prepare for the final.
Yeah, good luck for the final.
Yes, thank you, guys.
And Jane right now has got another man that's through to the final.
Thanks very much. Yeah, well, Phil, you won your first race and you came second in all the others, and of course now you're through to the final. What's the feelings?
Well, we all start level again now. Obviously I'm going to have the last choice of gate, which is probably going to give me the worst gate, but I did have gate 3 twice today and I managed to win the one race off that, so I think I've just got to use my head on the first bend if I get the bad gate, to just try and work my way through, and hopefully, we all start from scratch, so if I'm in front I know I can win it. It's just getting to the front.
Now, we've heard a lot about your back injury. How's that? Because I would imagine it's probably a little bit sore still.
Yeah, 7 rides is not really ideal, but the track's quite slick, so it's not that hard. It's very smooth and slick, so it's quite easy in matter of fact. But it is quite warm today, and so 7 races when I've been off for 3 weeks. I've only had a couple of meetings back. Is quite difficult, but you know that's part of the sport. And you know, I should have been in Sweden yesterday, but I couldn't do that because I couldn't get the flights back early enough this morning. But that's just part and parcel of it. You get used to it.
Okay, we just heard you got gate 3 in the final, so how do you feel about that?
Well, the worst gate, like I said, but yeah, I just got to try and do. It's coming out the first bend. If I can get out the first bend in front, I know I can win it, and I could do with a new bike. So that's a good incentive on winning it. And I know a few people have got some money on me as an each-way bet, so I was the biggest outsider in the field at 33-1. So hopefully, I think it's got to get in the top 3 for that to come off. So there'll be a few people there.
Okay, well, very good luck for the final.
Full rider Adam Shields off gate 2 in blue from the Isle of Wight. Phil Morris gate 3 in white from Reading. Brent Werner off the outside, yellow and black. PC, go on, have your say on it.
Yeah, I just think it depends on now the tyre situation for this meeting. Interesting fact is the riders, everybody here has been allowed 2 complete brand new tyres. That gives them 4 edges. So when they go to the starting gate, those new edges are going to work really good on the inside 2 starts.
Brent Werner says PC, here it is, the final of the 2002 Premier League Riders' Championship, and off gate 2 Adam Shields has made a good start. Craig Watson will lock up on the inside. Shields has got the dirt, Shields has got the drive. Adam Shields off gate 2 in blue has just pulled off a brilliant start to the race. Will anybody stop him now? He's got 3 laps of the Belle Vue track to go, and Brent Werner is at the back with Craig Watson second, Phil Morris third, and Adam Shields kicking on here. Surely a sensible ride from now on, and he will be the Premier League Riders' champion.
You're right, it's looking really good for him, no doubt. Brent Werner just didn't quite get there on that first turn. Adam Shields, total domination of this meeting, out in front, just doesn't get flustered, doesn't get excited, just gets on with his riding, and it looks to me as though he's going to win this one, Nigel.
Yes, Adam Shields of the Isle of Wight Islanders has the lead in blue ahead of Craig Watson of Newport. Then it's Phil Morris of Reading in white, he's third. Brent Werner of Rye House at the back, but the man in blue, Adam Shields, looks set to add the Premier League Riders' Championship to that of the Premier League pairs for the Isle of Wight Islanders. Adam Shields, who suffered that controversial exclusion earlier on, he wasn't happy with it, and the Islanders supporters, they've had a long journey up here today. Adam Shields will win the brand new Jowers Speedway bike. He'll be delighted with that, and well, for sure, Adam Shields supporters away on the far side are enjoying themselves. It's going to be a sweet journey back to the island here this evening, and it's Adam Shields who celebrates victory in the grand final of what has been a terrific afternoon's entertainment. Shields lifts the air with delight. The popular Australian has got it, punches the air there. He takes the victory in the grand final, and the Islanders supporters away there now. He salutes the Islanders fans there. There they are enjoying themselves. A long way from the Isle of Wight to Manchester, but the journey has been well worth it this afternoon. There's the result. Adam Shields is the Premier League.
Oh, I can't believe that, and well, I can't believe it. I've been riding well, and I made a good start, and was just quick. I can't thank Jason Crump and his father Phil for enough for what they've done for me over the weekend, and I tested the bike out last night, and I knew it was good, and I knew if I didn't win, it was only me at fault, and it wasn't me at fault because I won. So I'm just, it's unbelievable.
Well done, and of course you've had tremendous support as well. You've had all this crowd come over on the ferry, and it's a long way as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I said on the pre-meeting interview, they were saying about how far they've come, and you know, it's a long way up, and you know, for them to support me like that, it's just brilliant. And well, it's
So it's all gone well today, hasn't it? The bike's been great, the fans been great, the weather's been great, and you've won as well, yay!
Yeah, it's brilliant, and just made a good start then, and I just feel so sorry for everyone else, like in the final, because you know, I was just saying to someone in the pits there before that, you know, you get a kick in the pants for coming second in a lovely new bike, and all the accolades for coming first. So, you know, as far as I know, there was no second prize, and I was glad there wasn't, because it made me just think I wanted to go for the first. So, unreal.
Oh, very well done anyway. You've got a great bike. Well done.
3 in blue for